Well, we got a really good soaking of rain last night and through the morning, and I just wanted to come out and show you guys how the Aeoniums have really woken up. Not me, obviously. They've really come alive here recently since the weather's cooled and they're getting into their active phase of growing, and that's exciting because I love the Aeoniums. So it's really nice when you get a nice rain like this. Of course, our ground here is so dry because it was a really hard summer and late fall with no rain. And so this all that you see, everything that's wet is just going to dry up right away. But we're supposed to get more and more rain here pretty soon in the next couple days. So it will absorb in. But then these plants are really going to love getting some water. There's nothing like rainfall for that garden. Isn't that just something? So I know I haven't shown the garden in a long time as far as done a walkabout. So once I get out here and do a good cleanup, because I've been working a lot in the garden lately, and when I work in the garden, I make a mess. But this is what it looks like after a rain, and it's really exciting to me. And I have a lot of things. I see a lot of calendula that are coming up here, which is going to be nice to have some color in the garden. You can see right here some calendula in there, calendula. And that actually right there, that is a foxglove right there. Very similar to the calendula, but it's not. And I'm just excited about the Aeoniums because it was a tough summer for them too. But they're starting to wake up and starting to really, really look nice. I've gone around and put some more starts in, so around the place, and hopefully they do okay because they don't really like freezes, but I'm hopeful that they'll be okay. But if you live in warmer climates, you can try growing some Aeoniums if you like them outside. They really complement the garden. Lavender's not really liking the wet, but we'll see if it comes back to look better. Even the purple fountain grass that really does well has just gotten so dry. But it's time to cut those back. I'm going to cut them all the way down. I think it helps with root growth development in the colder months. So I'm going to be doing that. Funny enough, this is the lavender that's doing the best in this pot. I have some bulbs that are starting to come up. And this is funny, I think. That's a dahlia. Crazy thing. Coming up here, it is almost winter. And it died back, and now it's coming back. Some of the Mexican sage here. I really should cut this all the way back, I think. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think it'll look healthier if I cut it all the way back. Geraniums aren't liking geraniums aren't liking all this wet. And as you can see, I've got some starts here going on of some different succulents. Always got starts if something's going on somewhere. See, that geranium is not looking great. But the good news is, too, is that the alyssum is spreading and coming back and reseeding, and that's nice because I do love my alyssum. I cut back a lot of my salvia gregis, like this one, and the ones at the front. There's another Aeonium starting to perk back. And look at that. Through all of this, I still have that, oh my gosh, I can't come up with names right now. Sorry, guys. It'll come to me probably tonight when I'm asleep. I cannot believe that is still blooming. That is crazy. That has been blooming since probably March. And here we are, November. That is why I love that plant. And I'll put the name up. It's beyond me. This is the over 50 phase you go through where you can't come up with names of people that you've known all your life and plants that you've had in your garden for years and years. But just be prepared if you're not at that age yet or over that age. Here is that broken pot that I put together. It's doing nice. And one of the plants I got at the Master Gardener's fall sale, it's doing really well. It's responding nicely to the garden. And another one of the little pot arrangements that I put together. And all of this mulch here comes from the trees that got massacred out front. I thought, why not put it to use? Because the garden was so dry and needed help. And so, yeah, got the Aeoniums coming back. This is my junk pile over here, so. My mulch is absolutely packed full. I need to open that up and toss it, and not toss it out, but mix it up. And would you look at that? Still. Isn't that crazy? And then I saw some down the hill too that had bloomed, so it reseeded. And this is crazy to me too. The Indian blanket flower. This has been blooming since this was the only thing pretty much except for the salvias that were blooming in all that heat and drought. So, yeah. And they're beautiful plants. These are gorgeous, the Indian blanket flowers. Oklahoma State flower, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's done really well. I'm surprised it's still hanging in there. I had a couple of them come up. So that's not looking good. But I think, oh, it's got a bloom on it, so it's not doing too bad. Yeah. So this is a self-cedar salvia that I moved over here. And then this one was the best performing salvia, and it just recently started looking like this. And I think I'm going to cut this one back. But it's been a real winner. And just different plants around the spiral here. I did start these geraniums, and I'm not the best with geraniums, to be honest, but I can get them to grow from cuttings, no problem there. But I don't know if it's the soil or water or what, but they don't tend to look great in my garden. But I keep trying because, it doesn't hurt to try. It's free to cultivate, to start your own, so. And these are some other of the plants that I got at the fall Master Gardener's sale. I've got 3 of these. This one and that one and that one, and they're all doing really well. And then I cut this. If you have African daisies, this one was looking really, really bad. And so I cut it all the way down, and it's just regrowing right now. And so that's good. So that's a thing too with any of those. I need to do that with this one. This one right here. I need to cut it all the way back, and it will come back just like that one. So that's on the list of need to do. And there's the cactus patch, which the spiders you can see love. There's cobwebs always on that. And this pine has just always been a little scraggly in this one, whereas the other ones, I'll show you, that one, across here, this one right here, looks beautiful and full. And these are actually younger plants than the other one I just showed you. And here's the other one. These two got planted most recently about 2 years ago, and they're both doing really well. They've put on a lot of growth this year and doing really well. And you can see I have a lot of areas that I need to do garden cleanup. But this is the start off of Big Mama that I repositioned. Remember, it was in the way. So I put that one right there, and so far it's doing well. And the aloes. And I have just a collection of different succulents over here, and these are ones that I just take cuttings of. I really do love the coloring of this one. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I love that Aeonium. So I take cuttings of a lot of these that are on the periphery of the garden. And these are just, this is probably area you don't see much because I don't do a lot of maintenance over here on the side. And this is one of my raised beds that I usually try and grow sweet peas. Year before last, the sweet peas grew up on this, and it was really beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Last year, the deer ate all of them. So this year, I'm going to try to grow them again there, but I'll put some bird netting around them. That tends to keep the deer out. So you can try that if you have deer problems. Just use some netting, drape over them. They just don't like to mess with it because just like us, they get stuck in it. It's the only reason I don't like to use it. It's the last resort method. So this is more of the alyssum that is self-seeded here. Those are African daisies that, again, did not fare well over the drought. And just, if you're questioning, you see you might have drip everywhere, but the drip is not working. So I am down to using my hose link, which I love. Hose link is great if you have watering issues and don't like kinking hoses. Get you a hose link. They're great. But as you can see, it's a big garden. It's a big garden to maintain all by yourself. And, you know, I work outside of the home. Well, right now more than I want to be, but is what it is. So, but I need to do some revamping of the rock garden. I want to change it, completely change it up. And those are the other salvias along the back there that I cut back. And they've already started to regrow, so get leaf out some more. So I have a lot of maintenance to do here. Oh, casualty with the rainfall last night. That dumped. I'm going to have to fix that. Shoot. And I did some maintenance on this, but I have to do more. These hardy aloes really are hardy, but even they did not do good through the drought, which is funny. But I need to clean those up some more. I got in there and cleaned some of them up, and you can see the new growth, so they're not, compromised, but I definitely need to get in there and clean up the dead leaves in there and whatnot. It'll look a lot healthier. It'll be better for the plant. And let's check on the three amigos. So this euphorbia I need to move, which is going to be a big task because it's blocking the light from the three amigo cactus here. You see there are three, and that one's not looking very happy. So I definitely need to take this euphorbia and move it somewhere else, and so those can get full sunlight. So I have a lot of stuff to do in the garden. It's never ending, and I'm sure that's the same with your garden. And here's Big Mama. And you can see she is the mother to all of those euphorbias like that around my garden. And she's huge. You can see. Now, anytime I do have to do some cutting or moving on these euphorbias, I make sure I'm wearing eye protection and I'm wearing gloves, really thick gloves, because there's milk sap and it's really a skin irritant. You don't want to get it in your eyes because it can blind you. So really, really careful if you have any of these euphorbias or other euphorbias. Be careful when you're handling them. So, but she's blooming. She typically doesn't bloom, I don't think, until January or February, but she's blooming right now. That's not a full bloom, though. She does get blooms all over her when it's her actual time that she blooms, and is pretty spectacular. But you can see how pretty the blooms are on her. Just gorgeous. I've been working in the garden and working more hours at work, so obviously I can't be everywhere at once and maintaining it the way I want to be maintaining it. So, but that's the garden, and I'm getting ready. I got to go inside and get ready. I'm treating mom today to a day out, and some daughters might treat their mom out to lunch or a movie or something like that. But I'm taking her to a soil amendment class that the Master Gardeners put on for the community, different workshops, and this is one on soil amendment, which is something my garden really needs. It was a really, really tough summer and fall this year, so forgive my garden for the way it looks, but it's hanging in there. It's trying. Oh, did I show you? I got some lantana when I visited Jose in Gilroy. I got some lantana there, and I just planted that. And I got that one of those beautiful orange bougainvilleas and planted that. So those are my new guys on the block. And I have to redo the birdhouse too in Christmas gear. This is another guy that I transplanted. So far doing well here. Hopefully will. This is, forgot the name of it, but they have those purple flowers, purplish blue flowers. So hopefully that will like it there. And I had to move some of my plants from out front because they don't get any shade out front anymore after the tree disasters. And so, yeah, got my string of pearls there. And the other string of pearls on this side. So far they're doing okay. That one was in stress before because it was getting too much light. So hopefully that will bounce back. And I haven't yet decided what to do with this oldest lavender. That's up in the air still. And we have a visitor, Larry the lazy cat. Hey, Larry. Hey, buddy. This cat loves the garden. He thinks it's his garden. Don't you? Meow. Status. That's what it's called, status. Status is a wonderful plant and it blooms a long time. That one doesn't look so great. I need to cut that one back, but this one's still in bloom, and I have another one over here that's in bloom. The purple. They come in different colors. That one's purple, and I grow those from seed, and they do really well. I usually start some in the wintertime and plant them in the late winter, and they do fabulous here in California. Really good. So yeah, and this is a pine tree that I got from Iron Pony, and I haven't put it in the ground yet. It's still in its nursery pot in the ground, but I wanted to condition the soil a little bit before I put it in. Not too much, just a little bit, so the ground's not so hard. I don't want it to sit in water, so that's why it's like that. Anyway, yep. Well, that's the garden. I hope everybody enjoyed seeing it, and I will put together and do a full video when I've done a good cleanup, which, hopefully will be soon, but I'm working a lot more, so maybe not. But, hey, Larry. Larry says hello. Hopes everybody's doing well and has a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving and Christmas.
They like artichoke leaves. I mean the steamed ones.
Huh.
And
things I like.
So if you get
I know.
if you get rotten bananas,
Yeah, they
you
love
don't
it.
want to make banana bread.
Give it to
just
the
put
worms.
The whole thing in there.
They'll be so happy.
Oh,
Yeah.
But you wouldn't put it like that.